Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, Taco, where are you? I have you hidden. You're all the way.
Oh no.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
Was I too low? Could you not?
You're good. You're good. I just framed it with the other screen beforehand, but it doesn't matter. We'll fix it. Welcome everybody. Taco is joining me. The new NGS caster extraordinaire. You can find him on Twitch, twitch.tv/El Taquito. We have an exciting matchup for you guys tonight. He's gonna move you around just a little bit. All right, very good. Whoa! We have Div B West, Arrogant Nephalem versus Soak Every Lane. With the SpongeBob lettering, join the Nexus, they said. Soak every lane, they said. This should be fun. We have all the members into the lobby here, so we should be able to get started pretty soon. Let's just take a quick look at the maps and we'll get into this game. All right, Arrogant Nephalem lost the coin flip. Soak Every Lane decided that they wanted first hero pick, so we have bans from Soak Every Lane of Towers of Doom and Dragonshire. Let's see, did I do that right? Nope, I did, well, maybe I did. All right, and then we had bans from Cursed Hollow, from Arrogant Nephalem of Cursed Hollow and Alterac, and a pickup for map number 1, Infernal Shrines. So that is where we are headed first. Whew, all right, so we are 4-1 for Arrogant Nephalem, and 2-0 for Soak Every Lane, so one more game played by Arrogant Nephalem. I think this is going to be a good matchup. What do you think, Taco?
I think it's gonna be real fun. I don't know a whole lot about Arrogant Nephalem. I do know a little bit about Soak Every Lane, but not enough. But I'm not gonna reveal anything either. I'm just interested in. I'm really interested to see how Arrogant Nephalem approaches the drafting style of Soak Every Lane, and that'll be really fun to watch and to see if that comes into play in the bans or the picks.
Absolutely. There could be some craziness coming from Soak Every Lane. I know they have some players on their team that sometimes play off-meta picks, so I'm looking forward to that. Let's do... I'm going to start a silly poll.
Silly poll? I love silly polls.
What underwear do you wear? This was submitted by Double Dam. Type 1 in chat for boxers, 2 for briefs, 3 for thong, 4 for commando, and 5 all at once. We're interested.
How do you do commando and the rest all at once?
It's, I don't know. I didn't get that far.
I think it's a fair question. And I also think you baited me with the silly poll because Sylvanas, also known as Silly for short, my dog, who disrupted me earlier, thought she was getting polled about what to have for second dinner.
Oh, I love second dinner so much. Thanks everybody for hanging out and being with us in chat. We've got Ballet Gamer, we've got Shui. Thank you very much for the raid, Murda. Sorry I wasn't quite streaming yet. Captain Snail in the house. Shot down Aru, Zloth, and thank you Zloth for the follow. I appreciate it. And Loquacious Duck, Loquacious Duck. Thank you very much for the follow. My goodness. Okay, it looks like both teams are ready. Okay.
And Zloth with the follow too.
Here we go.
Sneaking in after you were done, though.
Oh, nice. Thank you very much, Sloth. Both teams are ready, so we are going to start the game already. Here we go into game number 1.
I'm super excited, especially with Infernal Shrines. Infernal Shrines really fits into Soak Every Lane's playstyle to a degree. Having that team fight mechanic for the objective is really big, and leaving the outside lanes available. Again, I'm not, without giving too much away, I think that's something interesting to see Arrogant Nephalem play into one of the strengths that Soak Every Lane has.
Absolutely. I appreciate the insider knowledge. Everybody's scared to talk about the underwear poll. Oh, why isn't Boxer Brief a choice? Says Shot down Aru. You know, I don't know. This Double Dam, I'm blaming you.
I'm sorry, I keep shifting and I keep watching you adjusting the camera for me, and it's hilarious to me. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. First ban of Deathwing. No one wants to play against that big boy. First pick.
No,
Go ahead. Oh, okay. I was just gonna say first pick is for Soak Every Lane, so maybe they want to.
The TLV ban does come out. Some scouting has been done by Arrogant Nephalem, taking away B Metaho's strongest heroes.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe there was like a Gazlo ban in there somewhere too. Who knows? I don't know. Zool ban, another meta ban here, coming out for Soak Every Lane.
No, what I was going to say about the Deathwing, though, is despite the nerfs this week, Deathwing's been really strong in Infernal Shrines in particular for that global presence, as well as if you build him in that Destroyer the AoE build. Samuro ban also targeting the offlaner, a big set of target bans coming out from Arrogant Nephalem, and let's see how they respond on the side of Soak Every Lane with SpongeBob spelling. So Deathwing is huge impact in the team fights, in this objective, and on the map in general. We do see the large minion, as he's known, Jimmy Raynor, coming out for the first pick, an interesting first pick.
Yeah, not a very common first pick, but still I think a pretty strong hero right now. Is going to give him a little bit of the pepper. Stukov and Mephisto being picked up as picks 1 and 2 for Arrogant Nephalem. There's some people sharing in the poll. Oh my goodness. All right, so we're going to see 2 more picks and then some more bans. Soak Every Lane. Maybe they pick up Jaina. I don't know, get a little bit of synergy going with Raynor. Going to pick up Malthael and Rhaegar. Okay. I like it.
An interesting early pick. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of the Malthael pick when you don't know who the offlaner is.
Yeah, that's true. Although even if they pick an unfavorable offlaner, you still have a lot of shrine clear.
The shrine clear, the pale horse to get around for the camps. I guess I can see it. It just, I don't know. It doesn't sit well with me, so I'm interested to see it played.
We'll see. We might have a situation where it's going to be there's the Gazlo ban.
There's the Gazlo ban. Triple ban out of Arrogant Nephalem onto Bimetaho. And he doesn't even get to play every match either. He's one of the rotating members of the team. And that's brutal to see. It's so brutal to see the 3 strongest heroes for the typical offlaner on SEL getting banned out from him. And I know that he's hurting inside seeing that too.
Maybe a tank ban. No, it's going to be a Greymane ban. Taking that away from Dekilidin. Also, Kaime loves to play Malthael, so that just might be a steal as well. That I do know. So I wonder if they're going to go for a double soak 4-man push, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that Malthael.
Oh yeah, with Malthael. Yeah, absolutely. There goes the Joanna pick as well. I think I know exactly who we're going to see next. It starts with an M, it ends in an Urky, and let's find out. Here comes the...
Murky would be dirty.
Malfurion, says my wife.
They do need some kind of a tank, maybe some kind of a Murky. I don't know, with Malthael, I don't know if they'd pick a Murky. Maybe...
It seems kind of weird. Jaina coming out for... So we're going to see a tank out of Bimetaho, but they took Joanna from him as well. Varian. This has to be a top Varian too. They need the front line. And it's just a little... I don't know. I feel like Varian's a little too squishy to be frontline tank.
Well, I mean, if you get the taunt in and then you dump a bunch of snow with Jaina and hit him with the Raynor, we might have enough to execute that. I don't know. We'll see. But really, with Johanna, unstoppable. It's going to be hard to completely lock her down. And here's Maiev getting picked up by Dekilidin. Pretty nasty combo.
Yes, Maiev, a really big player, especially into the Joanna. And the Stukov as well. Okay, so here's what I'm looking to see at this point. I predict we're going to see a Durance of Hate coming out, or a condemned Durance of Hate coming out from the Mephisto. Maev's going to Umbral Bind any stragglers into the root of the Durance to ensure that goes off. With the Falling Sword coming out from Joanna with the Stukov E. That's the dream for Arrogant Nephalem on the engage. And
we'll see if it happens.
Soak Every Lane is going to have to go for a pick. It looks like they're going to have to go for a pick comp. They have really solid single target damage with a little extra splash from the Jaina and some AoE from the Malthael, but they really need to go for those focused picks, and they almost need to run. Rhaegar almost needs to go Ancestral Healing, but having the Raynor and Varian out there, Bloodlust won't be too shabby either. So yeah, I'm interested to see that route.
Yeah, I think there's a fair amount of wave clear on both sides here. I do like the team fight potential a little bit more of Arrogant Nephalem and the shrine clear of Soak Every Lane, but we will see. Let's get into game number 1. On the left-hand side, we have Arrogant Nephalem. We have Null Pointer on the Stukov. We have Everybody running together. We have Segatai on the Johanna. We have Kaime on the Phoenix. We have Dekiladin on the Maiev. And we have Trabe on the Mephisto. What do we got going up on the red side, Taco?
On Soak Every Lane, we also have everybody playing everybody at the same time. Tornado on Jaina, Strogs on Rhaegar, B Metaho on Malthael, Demon 13 on Raynor, and Wipeout on Varian.
All right, waiting for everybody in the middle, and it looks like Malthael is gonna branch off top right away. We do see the Fingers of Frost pick up from Jaina, and Raynor has gone Exterminator. All right, so he's gonna be targeting those minions.
Yeah, so it is interesting to note, and something that I didn't see during the swap phase of the draft is Metaho is still offlaning on the Malthael. So yeah, just swap arounds on the characters. Definitely a valid strategy in the draft.
Both Kaime and VMed hiding in the vents, just waiting to come after each other. And we will see the 4-man rotation between mid and bottom coming out from both teams. Segatai stepping out in front and making sure to find the enemy team and take the hits first.
Yeah, while they are doing that 4-man rotate, it found it interesting that BMed did go in on the Phoenix on Kaime early. BMed fell down to half health as he rotates down to engage in the mid lane with that Pale Horse talent, moving fast, getting where he needs to go. Getting a lot of damage out on the Joanna, but he took half of his health from the towers and only got the shield off of Phoenix. So Phoenix really winning out on that trade. Although BMed able to get down to help his team out in a fight.
Forgive me, it is Kime, and I always say Kaime. I'm sorry, Kime.
I'm just following your lead.
Chat is here to make sure I stay on top of things, and I do love Kime, so I apologize. But I will probably do in the future, but I'll just do what I can. Siege Camp getting picked up here by Arrogant Nephalem. Getting that extra push.
I apologize for now and all future occurrences.
Absolutely. Pretty close as far as the XP goes. Checking in the top. So BMed keeps pushing the lane and then coming down into the middle. So doing a little bit of a double soak as we do see a bunch of members down in the bottom for Soak Every Lane. But they're rotating too, so it could be dangerous.
Yes, absolutely. That is really dangerous. Doing the double soak and the 4-man in the bot lane, if the other team is 4-man rotating, you have that potential to get caught. But it's also kind of a dance as you double soak because you're letting one wave push as you clear the other and going around. So
here's a bush gank going in on Null Pointer. Null Pointer escaping with 133 HP, but an excellent setup there by Soak Every Lane. Not quite able to take out the healer for Arrogant Nephalem, but ooh, that was close.
Yeah, way to stay alive on the side of Soak Every Lane as well. And what you have to remember about the offlaner, especially when the offlaner is someone that is worthy of getting TLV banned as the first ban of the draft, the map awareness is huge on a player like that. So knowing when it's safe to rotate for that soak, knowing where the enemy team is second nature to this player.
Shrine is now activating. We're going to see Soak Every Lane instead go for their camp.
Arcane Shrine as well. Arcane Shrine providing a lot of predictable yet heavy sustained area damage to both structures and heroes, to whichever side it pushes. So it's definitely a desirable shrine, less desirable than Frozen these days, but still a good Punisher to have.
I like the strategy here from Soak Every Lane. They are going to just poke a little bit while they pick up that camp, which will be pushing in the top lane. Now they're just looking to stall this out, but everyone's going ham on each other. And advantage though, Arrogant Nephalem has 26 of these shrine minions down, and I don't think Soak Every Lane is going to be able to catch up. Let's see what kind of trade they get with that camp top.
They do. Mephisto getting bounced back out in the shade, which is probably a good time because he's running low. Metaho getting dragged by the Maiev, really low health, under 200, about to go down, able to get out, chain heal from the Rhaegar, but it's not enough interaction from Soak Every Lane to really push them off of the shrine, and Arrogant Nephalem does end up with the Punisher.
Kime going top to clear out this camp, and the Punisher will be marching mid, jumping over the wall.
Cena does jump the rope, going for Varian.
Looking for some punches to the face. Now, the first Punisher isn't the strongest Punisher, but it will get a little bit of value, taking out that front wall and the forts. Sevens, half a level lead going to Arrogant Nephalem as they're once again hopping onto their siege camp.
Yeah, both teams do have sevens. It is worth noting that as a general rule, the map objectives don't until minute 5.
Oh, top. Here comes the
Top lane,
taunt.
a big pick off of Phoenix as he was sparring with Jaina. Didn't see the variant and Rhaegar sneaking up. They jump in, but Phoenix did have his teleport available. But he did serve as a distraction because at the same time, what I saw coming in too was Arrogant Nephalem going for the siege camp. Both things equally as important. A great strategy from Phoenix as a distraction. Someone call him bait.
A great counterplay there, seeing everybody going top looking for that gank, instead stealing a camp. Arrogant Nephalem has been all over these bottom camps all game so far, and I believe that's where they're getting their lead from so far, as there's no kills on the board quite yet.
Yes, really good map control from Arrogant Nephalem, which again, kind of like we were talking about earlier, is where I expected SEL to have the advantage overall in the match, is having that map control advantage, and being able to deny it to them. Arrogant Nephalem is taking a noticeable lead in this game. They have half a level of advantage in XP. They've gotten some structure damage out, and in the games that I've seen so far this season, even just a tower down in a lane can snowball really big in that lane.
Looking for that camp invade, but it's too late. A big taunt coming out onto Trey. Ooh, he's going to get out just fine.
Yeah, he pulled it out just in time, but he is going to go back because of that shade. Jaina looking scary.
68 HP and running away. Sega almost getting the kill there. Ooh, now Wipeout's in trouble, and it's going to be Raynor who falls. Wipeout running. B-Med also back behind enemy lines here, and will go down. That's a double kill for Arrogant Nephalem. Well played.
I like how we see the same things at the same time every time. It's just a fight for who can be louder.
Or who starts, but either way. Phoenix may have gotten... Oh, go ahead.
Jumped in on him. Phoenix able to push him off. That shield not going down. Phoenix, or Rhaegar looking safe. Let's go down to this fourth, though, that you wanted to talk about.
Oh, I was going to talk about Mega Muffin in chat saying Phoenix may have gotten out this time, but no one can escape Wipeout's wrath for long.
Well, that's fair, too. Wipeout does look angry. He's playing Variant, so we already know that he's a troubled person. And so having that vengeance, wanting to go for those kills, it doesn't surprise me.
The Scarian variant. Looking at these camps, we have about 30 seconds, 47 in a minute. I don't think Arrogant Nephalem is going to wait that long to pick those up. I think they're going to start heading up to the objective, as Soak Every Lane has already done. The majority of their team is up there. And here comes Arrogant Nephalem, and we're going to have another fight. Heroics are in line. We do have Durance of Hate, Flailing Swipes, Purification Salvo, Warden's Cage, and Blessed Shield coming out from Arrogant Nephalem.
We also see Water Elemental Bloodlust as predicted, Last Rites, Hyperion, and Shield Wall coming from Soak Every Lane, which a taunt variant with Shield Wall I think makes him a Parian variant instead.
Not a contrarian Parian variant.
Oh, too contraire.
Big taunt onto Phoenix.
Big engage onto the Phoenix. Taunts go out. Silence is coming from the Stukov Phoenix. Not enough health. Starts to get Purification Salvo off. Doesn't get to finish the channel. He goes down to Last Rites. Maiev picking off Jaina at the same time. However, Mephisto looking low. Maiev running away as well. Soak Every Lane has a huge advantage as far as health bars go into this fight. But Rhaegar and Raynor fall too. Swinging momentum to Arrogant Nephalem. A big change of pace in that fight. Big trade to start. Huge engage in a large back and forth. And almost all heroics used in that fight, save for Flailing Swipe. Arrogant Nephalem now going hard onto the Punisher objective before Soak Every Lane can respawn.
An excellent Umbral bind there by Dakilidin, pulling back two members of Soak Every Lane into tower range and being able to blow them up. That was a good turnaround and an excellent fight. It's a good start for Arrogant Nephalem as they're looking for 13, and they get this second Punisher. Going to be pushing top.
I think it's interesting that Joanna went with Blessed Shield instead of Falling Sword. It is a more immediate stun, but overall I think less effective. However, Blessed Shield does not have that delay.
There we go. Getting a push after the top fort goes down. This Punisher's got about half of its life left, but we do have a talent tier advantage going over to Arrogant Nephalem as they have managed to stay ahead in the XP race. We do have B-Med in the bottom lane trying to soak up, trying to catch up.
B-Med actually behind on the soak as well, especially with having on a pale horse. Falling behind Phoenix on that XP, granted some of that can be attributed to the kill total. Really gonna hurt Soak Every Lane, who thrives on having that XP advantage in general, and they're going to be regrouping, trying to figure out how to get back to this match, especially being down a talent here.
Going on a camp tour, it's Arrogant Nephalem. They have the lead in XP, and they want to keep it going. They do see a bunch of Soak Every Lane mid, and so they take this opportunity to get some siege damage in. I'm wondering if they're going to back out here, as they are in even talent tiers, and they do have their camp to pick up as well. Supporting the camp just a little bit, trying to get a little bit more pressure going on, a little more damage. But I think they will back up.
That 5-man defense going to scare off Arrogant Nephalem. Malthael coming down on a pale horse, trying to help his team out, and it's going to be enough to just, you know, stand in the doorway and call the other team names. It makes them back off.
Segatai doing a good job of anchoring for his team. If you can get a 5-man defense when you have a 5-man offense and no one's going in, but you have the mid fort and the top fort down, that's going to be advantageous for your team. And the patience game is very strong for Arrogant Nephalem, so if they don't want to fight, they'll hold out.
They definitely don't want to overstep and lose the advantage they have. They're staying about a level ahead in general right now, and that can make a big difference going into a team fight.
Jaina's quest, 6,666. Ah, Fingers of Frost is complete, but it is the frostbite of the devil.
Well, there's an extra 6 in there. I think the devil's having deja vu, at least.
Could be. Maybe that's all I can count to. If we got 303 more damage, then that would be something worthwhile as well. So let's see if that happens.
Oh, all right. Cheers 69. Let's go. Jaina, you can do it.
Just saying. Watch the numbers. All right, getting a little bit of siege damage in. Soak Every Lane does break down the wall for the bottom fort. 16's online, though, for Arrogant Nephalem. They have the talent tier advantage. They've had the XP lead all game, and I think they're doing a hard job in trying to maintain that. They come back, though. They're eyeing this bottom fort, and they do see that the team of Soak Every Lane is split.
And they're still trying to, like you said, they are trying to push in on this bottom fort. There's a 4-man defense right now. Malthael is trying to clear the top lane and get that XP back, but a 4-man defense with these towers is still enough. The towers were slightly nerfed yesterday, a little bit of damage reduction and some intuitiveness, but they still hit hard, reducing armor. As you can see on that Phoenix, he just got shredded with 2 shots from that tower. A little bit of extra hero damage, of course, but it's a huge impact, especially when you have the damage from Raynor coming in, the armor reduction, going to be very painful.
Look at the Segatai hiding in the bush, ready to disrupt the enemy team, giving the advantage to Arrogant Nephalem on the shrine. And they are clearing it, and they're clearing it fast. Already up to 17.
Halfway done with the shrine before Soak Every Lane even starts to contest. They're going to have to get a big pick here. Again, we were talking about SEL going for a pick comp. We see the dive in by Varian and Maev darting away, kind of disrupting the engage. And they need one big pick, and then they can swing the fight. Mephisto jumping in with his shade, getting some damage out. Taunt onto the Phoenix. Phoenix melting. The kill goes to the Raynor, but again, we see that big AoE engage from Arrogant Nephalem. He's going to put out a lot of damage, but not enough to stop from losing Joanna, Maev, and Mephisto. Just the healer left. That's exactly what SEL needed to do if they wanted to take control of this objective, which only has one left for Arrogant Nephalem. Stukov trying to sneak around and get it with the lurking arm, but he's caught by the Varian in the bush. A bold play, not going to work out, Cotton.
Only needed one more. That is a team wipe. Well played, Soak Every Lane, and they're immediately going to pick up that siege camp.
Monster kill!
Bottom. It's their turn for some siege damage. My
goodness. What an incredible engage by Soak Every Lane.
So close. Only needed one more. Stukov almost getting it. Wow.
Well, and to engage that late and leave the other team with only one more, some would call that calculated. I call that risky.
My goodness. All right, well, let's see what kind of a defense Arrogant Nephalem can put up here. Baiting.
Punisher is going to disable the structures, though, so that's going to make it harder to defend. But as far away as John Cena has gotten, the rest of the team does decide to go and start getting more clear instead. It's really almost just a wasted Frozen Punisher. Really sad to see with the building disrupt dying so fast.
Soak Every Lane is able to get, at least they're able to get bottom fort. Create some pressure of their own in the bottom lane as they have a fort down there still. getting the front wall, seeing what else they can get. But yeah, it's not quite enough. You'd think it would be more considering they got a team wipe on Arrogant Nephalem, but it's still early in the game, and the death spawns are not too long, and they're able to come back and keep relatively safe.
And I think stacked with the death timers is also the fact that SEL didn't have any progress on that shrine to begin with, so they had to get through the spawn timers of the guardians as well. So
looking for that gank. Oh, we do have a pause.
We do have a pause. Strogs looks like has disconnected.
All right, I will go back to us so that so
we can talk about it. Yay!
Yeah, so we can talk about it, and so no one can see where anybody is on the mini map.
Oh, that's fair. That's huge, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure people are trying to get their players back into the game, and they're not necessarily watching the stream. Yeah, they'll probably watch it later. But why we have this pause? I didn't get to play this at the very beginning because we were talking about the different comps they have. But these are the two teams that we were watching. We want to play a bumper real quick. All right, back to the game. Everybody is back. Woo! We got Strogs back. Everybody, relax. All right, I'm gonna turn chat back off because I know Trabe likes to say spicy things, so you know, it's gonna keep that limited. I'm just kidding.
So a pause also always serves as a moment for teams to kind of recollect themselves mentally as well, and so I'm interested to see if Arrogant Nephalem is able to, kind of cool off a little bit from that pressure on their bottom lane and kind of redevise their strategy going into the rest of the game.
Well, for the first time in the game, significantly, Soak Every Lane has the XP advantage. They're well on their way to 20. It's about a third of a level away, and at that point, they may look for another engage. Still looking for 19s for Arrogant Nephalem.
I don't think they're going to engage until they have 20s, though, because there's really not a whole lot to be had with a one-level advantage, unless that one-level advantage is the talent.
The talent tier, you gotta love it. That's the time to fight if you want it. 20s popping. Just almost. Oh, 20.
You need the talent tier to drink the enemy's talent tiers, don't you?
I believe that is correct, and here it is.
See, I'm going to use your stream to see if these work out.
Very good. Segatai getting jumped on by every single member of Soak Every Lane. Segatai will be going down.
Segatai, say goodbye. That's a bad bush to face check.
At least it wasn't his whole team.
What?
At least it wasn't the whole team, just the tank. But still,
right.
Unfortunate series of events there for Arrogant Nephalem as we're going into the shrine in 20 seconds.
Yes, and much longer cooldown time, or death timers now. Hero cooldowns, I guess, would be appropriate. Malthael picking up that camp at the bottom lane as well. They were able to steal that siege camp coming out of the objective, which is getting a lot of work in on that fort. And that's gonna try to even up the lanes for him coming into this objective, as his bottom lane is the fairly popular retreat path, and having that fort available is going to be big for Arrogant Nephalem if SEL gets pressure on him.
8ByteBit, welcome to chat, as well as Twillets and Migs. I know you've been in here for a while, and also Giant Dwarf, welcome.
Interesting strategy coming from Soak Every Lane. They just have Malthael on the shrine taking care of all the guardians while the rest of the team is anchoring. All four kind of anchoring, looking for a pick.
20's on the line. 20's on the line here for Arrogant Nephalem, and they're trying to target Wipeout, but Wipeout's going to be getting away. But here comes the Blessed Shield, and the engage by Segatai. Here comes the silence. There's the root. Oh my goodness! Here comes Salvo. His water elemental is dropped. Oh my god! Oh my god! This is crazy.
How many skills can we name, Weenus?
No one goes down. We're still waiting on. What do we got? Maev? Maev still has the Warden's Cage, yeah.
Yeah, but it looks like Soak Every Lane is going to finish off the objective just fine. All of those ultimates coming out, no one going down. And apparently, Arrogant Nephalem thought that with all talents down, they were at the disadvantage. They just went ahead and backed off, ready to defend instead.
Here they go. B-Med is all the way back in the top lane, getting more Soak, clearing those lanes. So we do have a 5-man defense here from Arrogant Nephalem. This is...
Border Punisher just gonna get destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting some damage in there. He's knocking that keep around a little bit. Will not get more than half, though.
Nope. But as he does, Soak Every Lane does go up to the top lane to meet B-Med on Mouthiel up in the top lane. How many times can I say that? And they're gonna try to get this fort before Arrogant Nephalem can rotate up to defend another structure.
We do have the Gladiators War Shout, so that Bloodlust getting buffed 100%.
A big condemn coming out of Joanna to stop the variant, but disengage coming out of Rainer's Q. Gonna go ahead and get variant out. No committing by either team. Really trying hard not to fight over nothing. It looks like they're gonna fight over this bruiser camp instead, though. Shield Glare goes out, but not enough to make anyone turn and respond.
Absolutely. Sorry, I just took a big drink. I'm like...
Oh, well, then let me keep talking as Soak Every Lane comes up to this bruiser camp to go ahead and get it, pushing in favor of them as the minions are marching down in their lane. They're going to wait just a little bit to cap, maybe a miscommunication, but they get it. It's going to push. Mouthiel trying to clear out the wave, give the bruiser camp enough opportunity to walk, as Arrogant Nephalem does get their siege camp to go with the stolen siege camp that they just got as well. And we see counterplay from Soak Every Lane as they go ahead and try to steal the bruiser camp. A big anchor by Varian, gonna catch the Joanna out. Taunt, unstoppable, condemn, and the water elemental goes out too. Snowman trying to have a snowball fight with Arrogant Nephalem, but they don't want to play. Mouthiel on Dekilladin on the Maev, words are hard. Jump in, trying to dodge the snowballs, and that Snowman has a suicide mission in the keep.
I'm glad Arrogant Nephalem didn't try to drive past and try to save that camp from getting taken. They are able to clear it up just fine, and with that positioning, I think that Soak Every Lane had the advantage there, so that could have been bad for Arrogant Nephalem. But a great camp steal by Soak Every Lane. I mean, this could go to either team. Like if you get a 5-man wipe at this point, this late in the game,
has the advantage. So Mephisto has been very strong so far this season in NGS, and especially with that level 20 talent Mimic, very big presence in fights and on this area control objective, going to have a lot of impact. However, we also have Jaina with Wintermute, one of the strongest level 20s in the game. Second, probably only to Buried Alive. A big Blessed Shield coming out from Joanna. Condemn goes out on the entire team. We get the perfect engage from Arrogant Nephalem. Going to take 3 out immediately. Warden's engaged as well, keeping people in. Varian goes down too. That's a 4-for-0. Huge engage by Arrogant Nephalem. That is exactly how they wanted to do that. Mouthiel coming back with that level 20. As the objective's getting ready to spawn, that's going to be a 2v5 defense on the shrine, so they're just going to go for pressure instead. Huge pick. Huge team, but you can't even call it a pick. It was just a forced team fight where Soak Every Lane didn't have a chance to respond. Real big by Arrogant Nephalem. Well played by them. They're pushing the keep. They may be looking to end at level 22, but again, these cores do fight back. No, they just take the keep and they go back. And yeah, so forget what I was saying.
What a huge fight there by Arrogant Nephalem. That was perfect synergy of all the ults, trapping everybody in the Warden's Cage. My goodness, the setup by Segatai. Kime with the salvo. Wow, that was huge. They do get the keep, and they probably will get this objective as well, as there's still 3 members of Soak Every Lane who need to respawn, already up to 30 of the Shrine minions. Big plays by Arrogant Nephalem. Not quite enough to end, but if they get some picks with this Punisher, this could be the end of game 1.
Yeah, absolutely. If they can get another kill coming out. But again, we are seeing what I would say are 3 of the 4 strongest ults, or level 20 improvements in the game, in this game. The Bloodlust extension, Wintermute, Ancho, and Mimic. Again, Buried Alive, just not in this game. A big pick onto the Joanna, getting taunted. Revenge time. No, it's not. We see the Mimic. We see everything come out. Too fast to call. The entire Soak Every Lane just falls towards going to join the rest of his team.
Monster kill!
game number 1, favor Arrogant Nephalem as this Punisher comes in and just beats the crap out of this.
Wow, what a fight. That wombo combo getting pulled off twice in a row. Well played. Game 1 going to Arrogant Nephalem as the core drops to 30 to 20 to 10 to 0. A game of patience. Great engages at the very end of the game. Well played. Oh my goodness.
Wow, the combo absolutely amazing, and I get to watch it again on the stream now as I'm looking. Except I was too late. I looked in time to see Jaina get picked off. But trying to see how those abilities came out so fast, too fast to even see for us, really. It just an amazing execution by Arrogant Nephalem. Well-deserved finish for them.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, like, whew. 2 mega wipes at the very end, a 4-man and then a 5-man complete team wipe. Wow. But that's what it comes down to at the very end when you don't have any forts left and there's a lane exposed where you can come right to the keep and then push forward to the core. Arrogant Nephalem pulls it off. That was a back and forth. Arrogant Nephalem had the lead at the beginning, and then Soak Every Lane made some amazing plays and it looked like they were in the lead, and then at the very end Arrogant Nephalem takes it back and claims game number 1.
Yes, Mega Muffin also adding in, looks like it's time for Wipeout to put on his tryhard pants.
Oh my
Wipeout
goodness.
needing to come in, and I just, I think they got tank choked, and I think that was the problem with the Joanna pick early on, and also the offlaner having all of his picks, all of his usual picks banned out from him. Murky didn't really fit with the comp, and so going with the Malthael, probably the best decision available there, but they didn't have a good front line. And I think that's really where they fell short, especially in the late game when those health bars really matter. Joanna and Maev in there, just tearing everything apart. Varian just wasn't a big enough wall, even though he has shield wall, not a big enough one. Not a phalanx.
Yeah, and when you got Bloodlust going off, but everybody is stunned and they can't attack, they're not going to heal up. So, oh my goodness. Well, that was an exciting game.
Right, so Weenus, coming out of this game, do you think, how do you think SEL adjusts in the draft, in the pick ban phase?
I would say maybe take what you saw this game, maybe get rid of, Johanna was just very strong that game, although Segatai is a very good tank in general, so I'm not sure exactly how you tank choke them, but Johanna just provides so much protection. It just really lets the backline open up to do their damage. So maybe a way to sneak a little bit past the front line, maybe jump on the backline directly. I'm not sure. Either that
kind of a dive pump. I feel like the Maev was a much stronger portion of that engage than the Joanna. While Joanna's the front line in the tank and it's her job to do the engage, I think Maev solidifies it into that Stukov lurking arm a little bit more. And so I feel like if they're targeting a ban out of there, Maev, I mean, Joanna's always a solid ban. Joanna's is also worth the first pick for SEL, so they might not want to get rid of it either. I think Maev is probably the respect ban if we get one. And I think they need a beefier front line.
Yeah. So maybe instead of doing a comp where you're doing a lot of team fighting, maybe they are going to strictly go more towards soaking and getting split push. We'll see.
Looks like we're still waiting on map information from nope, never mind. Speak of my tomfoolery and I join a party.
Let's see. So we do have a pick from Soak Every Lane, and it is going to be Volskaya Foundry.
Again, we see that 3-lane map with a very focused area objective.
All right. Well, that was very exciting. Thanks to everybody for joining us in chat and for watching that exciting game. We're gonna get everybody into this lobby, and we'll get going into game number 2.
Looks like I'm playing for Arrogant Nephalem this game.
You are. You definitely are.
Oh man.
Oh, I had to mention it. Oh my goodness, playing and casting at the same time. That, my friend, would be a skill.
I was talking to Murda earlier. He was trying to fill some time, and he was playing a Storm League game, and I was like, "Are you gonna cast your games?" He's like, "Well, I cast when I'm dead, so yes."
Yeah. Very good. There's always time to cast when you're dead, right? That's when you have time
Yeah.
to do all the things.
Yes. Oh, and look, now I'm on camera, and
Don't worry about it. We can see you. You're there. It's all about
yeah,
being comfortable when you're locked into these matches. You gotta be comfortable and just kind of chill.
yeah.
Because we're sitting here for a while watching some amazing hots. This is a good way to spend a Thursday evening.
Yeah, that was a fantastic game too. The team fight execution that game looked like some of the fights that I've been seeing in the heroic matches that I've cast, and it's really cool to see kind of the translation across the divisions, but also to see the similarities as well. Something that I've really been enjoying, and the precise team fights coming out, not fighting over nothing, not fighting, not and picking your engages. Really cool to see, and we saw it come out really well, especially for both teams. That team fight down bottom that SEL took, and then again those two big fights coming from Arrogant Nephalem.
Yeah, it can be really frustrating when you not necessarily in this past game because Arrogant Nephilim had the lead for a while, but like if you're ahead the whole time and then you get to late game and the death timers are just huge and the objective becomes stronger and you win one team fight at the very end, that can be really frustrating just to kind of erase all of the progress that you've made. But the patience of Arrogant Nephilim paying off there, picking the right engage, securing that win. Whew.
Yeah.
Brutal.
So we have a moment while we're waiting on ready checks, basically, to use raid terminology. What do you think of the patch that came out yesterday? And these teams have had a day now to get used to the changes.
Since there's the biggest reworks were on Cassia and on Tracer. So am I getting triple bans
they're
again
banned
since
right
being
now.
med? Yeah, but
They're
sorry, I
banned
got
from
distracted
NGS.
by the lobby
No,
chat. Yeah, since they're banned by
yeah.
NGS, you don't really have to worry about it too much. It's not an adjustment that you have to make in the NGS matches because they are, like
Big
you said,
changes
banned.
to the healer line as well. Brightwing and Deckard Cain getting some really large buffs. Deathwing and Zool getting nerfed pretty hard as well. I really like those healer changes, and it'd be nice to see Zool not banned every game, even though I don't play him. But I think most notable that's going to affect every match we see this week is those tower nerfs, reducing the damage from the towers, making them more intuitive. So if you're a Mephisto that does consume souls down in the bot lane where no one's around, and you draw tower aggro for that, that's a little messed up. But also Lunara's poison and things like that. So I think those being more intuitive is going to make for better play around defense or attack and defense.
Yeah, towers have been really oppressive for the past couple weeks or maybe 3 weeks, however long it's been. So I'm glad that they adjusted that a little bit and made it a little bit more fun to go and dive underneath towers a little bit more. Just avoid the heroes, hit the towers, do your siege damage, and get out. Okay. Looks like we do have the readies from both captains.
Fantastic.
Excellent. Starting the game, and we are going to Volskaya Foundry. Let's get in the draft, shall we?
Yeah, absolutely. I love drafting. I signed up for it when I turned 18.
Absolutely. Were you in the what
Navy.
branch? In the Navy? Well, thank you very much for your service, sir. We appreciate it.
Well, the Navy was a lot better for me than I was for it. I'll tell you that much. But it was an experience, and I would definitely do it again. I still probably wouldn't extend my time, but I would do it again if I were to do it over again.
Learn some valuable skills with your time there.
Absolutely. Actually, given all this, as we see the TLV ban come out again, target ban happening, the job I had in the Navy, I just got a job that I start at the end of the month doing the same thing. So definitely worth it. And especially with everything that's going on now with quarantine and stuff, it's nice to have a guarantee.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, I hope a lot of people out there who are struggling to find work, I hope you guys find it. Hope everyone settles in as we start to kind of try to get back to normal as best we can. And for everybody who's going stir crazy at home, breathe in, breathe out, relax your shoulders, relax your jaw.
And watch some hots.
Watch some hots. get yourself a treat delivered it by Grubhub. I don't know. There's the same bands shaping up so far. Are we going to see exactly the same? What do you think, Taco?
I think we're going to see the same bands at Arrogant Nephalem, not going to lie. BMed is really strong on those 3 heroes in particular. I'll wait till after the 3rd ban to modify that statement just a little bit. But yeah, I think we're going to see the same kind of targeting ban because of how impactful he is.
BMed saying, wasn't there a slogan like, I want to play a game? Yes, definitely from Saw. I want to play a game. Go Hammer Go, says Migs. There is the Mephisto band. There's a respect band coming out from Soak Every Lane. So
I definitely want to see the Maya band come out. I think that's worthy, a worthy band.
Zool is up.
Interesting to note that just now I'm realizing Soak Every Lane took the map pick instead of the first pick coming into this map after a loss, which means there wasn't anything in particular they needed as the first pick. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a Joanna pick and a Maya ban.
There's Raynor as first pick material now for Arrogant Nephalem. Was first pick for Soak Every Lane.
Sylvanas, a big pick, especially with the vehicle, so you can control where it goes and disrupt the vehicle, disrupt the structures as well. And also, if you're a Sylvanas in this room, you can unplug my headset and ruin my stream for the rest of the night.
You can't shut down the protector, can you? With the Sylvanas?
But Sylvanas can my Sylvanas can shut down the protector.
Your Sylvanas can shut down everything. What a cute puppers though.
Oh my goodness, here we go.
Oh, not again, not again.
I'm watching her feet so that she doesn't catch the cord. I woke her up for that too, so let's get some Fs in chat for Sylvanas.
Very good. We do have Anna picked up on Null Pointer and Segatai getting that Johanna again. Watch out. That play last time was crazy, setting up those engages. Here is
I'm really surprised. Jaina ban coming from the team that played Jaina. I'm surprised to see the Joanna get to Segatai, but they did take the Stukov, which was part of that really harsh comp. Silencing inside of the middle of all that suppression, just not a good thing for them. So getting the Stukov out
I got a flashback real quick to the chat. Zool nerfs are real. Butt nerfs are real, says Buttspot.
Oh, good Buttspot. Good bot.
Sloth says, Buttspot, why me? Sorry, back to draft.
No, you're good.
There's the Varian ban. All right, so that's a different switch up there.
Yes, I'm surprised. While the picks were good, Varian is, again, I just think Varian's a weak frontline, and I don't think Taunt Varian is worth the ban. I just don't.
My thinking is I believe that Varian was banned because I think that Arrogant Nephalem is going to pick up the Phoenix, and that is quite a counter to the Phoenix, especially with being able to delete all of their shields. But I could be wrong. We'll see. I know Kime did pretty well on Phoenix last game, so let's see.
Worth noting, you mentioned Migs talking about Go Hammer Go, and we get Doomhammer and the Silver Hand on the same team. So, and also a mace from Joanna. Doomhammer for Thrall and the Silver Hand for Uther. And Joanna having a mace, I mean, that's close, right?
That is very
close.
Lots of
hammers in this game, just not the Sergeant.
Absolutely. And also, no Phoenix. I was dead wrong. We do have Trayvon KT and Kime picking up the Zool. I wasn't sure if we're going to see Zool or not, but here it is. So it's going to be Zool versus Thrall, perhaps. Unless we see something a little bit crazy. Here's his last pick. Wow, main tank Uther coming out from Soak Every Lane. Yeah, love to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be really interesting to see that. Chat also very concerned with BMed taking the Thrall instead of either, I assume, the Gazlo or the Murky. Probably the Gazlo, as he's better known for. But he's told me that he, and this is, after the ban phase, so I feel okay sharing it. He hasn't been feeling, Gazlo and he have not been getting along recently. And he's trying to get that relationship back, but it's been a struggle. So I think the Thrall is a better choice here. I'll go ahead and run down SEL real
Here
quick.
we go.
Tornado on Gul'dan, B Metaho on Thrall, Demon 13 on Sylvanas, Strogs on Stukov, and Wipeout on Uther. Going into your side of the map, which draft do you like better?
Here we go. Let's call out what we got for Arrogant Nephalem here. We got Segatai here on the Johanna. We got Kaime picking up that Zool. We have Null Pointer on the Ana. We have Dakilidin on the Rainer, and Trabe on the Kael'thas. I like both of these drafts. I think I like Arrogant Nephilim's team fight better on an objective. Just a little bit more, but I don't know. Main tank Uther could pull off some amazing things here, getting more damage out from that Gul'dan. I don't know. What do you think, Taco?
Well, I think as a caster, definitely got to go for soak every lane here because I want to see a game 3 always. And so I'm going to stick with that with no other reasoning behind it.
Fair enough. We do have Uther up in the top lane. It's going to be smacking some minions around. Does get the Hammer of the Lightbringer, so he needs to hit things. Hammer time for sure. We do have Echoed Corruption from the Gul'dan. Echo of Elements here from Thrall. And we go Fetid Touch here from Stukov, trying to land those pustules on people. And we do have Mana Addict on KT. We're not going to see anything out of the ordinary there. No convection.
If Uther does get bullied out of the offlane, I wouldn't be surprised to see him disappear to a camp to just go ahead and get that quest done early. But if he's left alone, which he's not right now, if he's left alone, then it's really easy to get the soak and the quest done in the lane.
Do have Ace in the Hole picked up here by Rainer, so maybe he'll have a little bit of synergy there with Zool, especially picking up the Shackler, slowing people with his bone armor.
Yeah, a big invade from Segatai and Kael'thas onto the enemy, or onto the SEL turret kit. They pick it up and drop it, going ahead and just denying the turret. A huge play coming into this first objective here in a minute by Arrogant Nephalem. That's going to swing big in their favor. And let's see how SEL adjusts.
Once again, early XP advantage going over to Arrogant Nephalem. They're able to pick up their turret. Both teams looking at this support camp, not knowing exactly who's going to touch it first. Nice scouting there by Segatai, finding the lurking Uther. Watch out. But here comes his buddies. A lot of damage coming onto Null Pointer.
I just can't.
Wipeout taking a beating. Oof. Double support.
Well, Uther's strongest heal is him being dead, but as a main tank Uther, that's probably not what he's looking for, and also trying to use that cooldown a little early if he lets the rest of his health bar go. So it's a good thing he got out of there. Absolutely,
and you got, sorry, not double support, but double healers, and we are going to be fighting over the support camp. A lot of damage going on to Killidan. Does have the turret.
It'd be capable. A lot of damage going out on top of Arrogant Nephalem, but they're able to push Soak Every Lane out well enough to cap the biotic emitter. They're going to have a huge item advantage coming into this first objective. Having stolen and dropped Soak Every Lane's turret, they have their turret, and they now have the biotic emitter. Soak Every Lane's going to have to bait out those items, fall back, and then retake the objective if they want to win this.
Mega Muffin says, Arrogant Nephalem better be quaking in their knickers. Wipeout going to be landing 5-man D-Storms all game. Watch out. Wipeout just taking some time to charge his chakra. We'll see.
I thought it was Maev that had the chakras. Yeah. Oh, see, I can wordplay too. Thank you very much.
I like it.
We got Gul'dan getting picked up by the Johanna and the KT. Literally picked up by the KT. He's gonna fall to the Rainer. Not able to get to the safety behind his gate in time. Rainer, big shot going out. That is going to be first blood. We'll find his skull on top of the Black Temple.
I will look
in
for you.
the Killidan's hands.
I will find you.
That bone prison really securing the kill there. You can run, but you will be stunned.
Zool's still very effective despite those nerfs. Again, he took a baseline nerf as well as those really strong talents that jacked his win rate way up. Those got nerfed as well. So also interested to see the build. I think with those nerfs, we can expect to see a bone side build, or whatever the W is, to increase his healing and whatnot. But I may be wrong because I don't play enough Zool.
Yeah, we'll see what gets picked up. Right now we're looking at Wall of Bones, so getting extra spell armor, increase armor in general, and we're gonna have Wipeout poking the bear here as there's 5 mid. Maybe just a distraction as the
Misha.
fortification camp is picked up here by Soak Every Lane.
Where's Misha?
Misha? Who said
You
Misha?
said poking the bear.
Oh, that's true.
I just want to know. How did Arrogant Nephalem get a 6th hero?
Here's Misha.
Oh!
Nope. There's the 6th hero right now as the first protector goes over to Arrogant Nephalem.
That sounded more like Rhaegar when I step on his kitty claws.
Oh my goodness.
On accident, of course. Yes, my pets are both named Sylvanas and Rhaegar.
You got to be careful when your cat passes legislation because of the kitty claws. Fine print at the bottom.
See, wordplay coming back at me. we'll have a pun battle later on.
Right.
But this Tree Lawn Protector is coming up into the top lane, looking to get that health fountain because that will provide them a huge advantage going into the second objective as well. And just as big as the item advantage was going into the first one, going to get the entire front wall down before going for the health fountain, though, taking out both towers, getting some extra splash damage on the keep, or the fort rather. They do get the health fountain just in time, getting the protector out where they'll come out of it, not in danger of an engage under the tower. Overall, a big win off of the objective from Arrogant Nephalem. And given that they got rid of the front wall earlier from the middle fort, about as well as you could expect from that first protector.
Poke Flute saying Misha broken heart in chat. It's okay. Misha's fine, I'm sure.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and guess that that's pronounced Pokey Flute as a Pokemon reference, but I'm willing to be wrong there.
Yeah, a poke flute. That sounds painful. Like, does it just poke you when you try to play it? I don't know. Here comes Soak Every Lane to push back Arrogant Nephalem. Segatai is playing to pop that iron skin. Does have some goodies. Should be okay. Oh!
Trying to disrupt the Divine Storm. We were talking about a 5-man Divine Storm, but a no-man Divine Storm definitely not in the playbook. They're going to have to go back and revisit that one, probably draw it up again. The X's and O's all in the wrong places on that play card.
Well, we do have 10s heroics for both teams. We have Phoenix there for KT. We have Nano Boost on Ana. We have Blessed Shield once again from the Johanna. Skeletal Mages from the Zool. And Rainer's Raider for Rainer. Oh, a lot of damage going out. And down goes Gul'dan. Whew, nice CC there from Trabe.
A lot of damage from Thrall as well in the bot lane. I'm very surprised at the lack of offlane play on this map right now. They've been mostly together for a lot of the stuff. Now the objective takes up a lot of time, but I would definitely expect to see a lot of split push out of the Zool. And with Thrall having that Echo of the Elements finished, he doesn't have as much need to be in the offlane all the time, can bring that to the team fight, but it's good for clear as well. And trying to keep control of the bot lane. He's just, again, surprised at the lack of offlane play.
Mana Addict also complete at this point in time, so there's that shield available for Trabe whenever he needs to use it, so that is good. Yeah, Skeletal Mage is...
Turret getting picked up safely for Soak Every Lane this time, not getting invaded this time. They definitely want that coming into this next fight, especially with how unfortunate of a situation their top fort is.
Wipeout is just lulling them into a sense of complacency, says Mega Muffin. We shall see. Soak Every Lane needs to refocus, says Migs. Talent's here advantage, though. Going to Arrogant Nephalem, they'll make this a tough fight to fight, but they want this top fort.
They're gonna get him caught out. No healing available, and then a sleep. Divine Storm out just as he dies, followed up by a Horrify from Gul'dan. Not enough to keep the Uther alive, though. His biggest heal online as he then expires. And Arrogant Nephalem at full health, 5-man pushing this fort, and Thrall in the bot lane as well. That was a big 5v4 that just a well-timed engage, and just in time for the objective to go online as well. They're going to be able to cap this pretty well on their own. Uther has respawned. Thrall needs to get with the rest of his team to help contest this objective. This objective can take a keep.
Kime going bottom to push back that lane a little bit. What was I going to say? There's something I had in mind, but now I just can't remember. Oh well.
Taco, you're awesome. That's what you were going to say.
Taco, my goodness. It's too bad you're not single, because what a catch. All right. Here goes the engage.
You're too kind. You're too kind. With Condemn with the Iron Skin coming out from Johanna, not to get disrupted. Earthquake comes out from the Thrall. Everybody at half health except for the Gul'dan. Uther to fall first, followed by the Stukov. Kael'thas looking in a bad position. Torch goes down on the Gul'dan as well. A lot of damage goes out onto the Kael'thas. The Earthquake, a big changer, but doesn't slow him down enough as basically the entire team just falls away. Sylvanas going to recuperate down in the bottom lane, get some soak back, try to get some map advantage to counter this push that's about to come from the second protector for Arrogant Nephalem.
13's online for Soak Every Lane, but we are very close to 16's for Arrogant Nephalem. They are about to get a 3, well, maybe 2 level lead here. Also looking to get some more toys on this support camp. The Protector is down, and in goes Ana. Watch out, healer on deck.
While it will be a 2-level lead, it's also a talent tier, and we've talked about talent tiers already. They taste delicious.
They do. Almost as delicious as a taco. We did have Cinco de Taco a couple days ago.
Cinco de Taco was fantastic. Taco tier is not delicious. Tacos and talent tiers are delicious. Keep them straight, folks. We do get a big smash from the Protector onto the Health Fountain. He's going to go for the fort. Bottom fort getting worn down. A massive shove from Strokes. How long is it going to last? Oh my goodness. And the Protector getting melted fairly quickly. But with the 4-man defense, it's still going to get that fort. Going to get a root on the Uther. Uther Divine Storm goes out. Wipeout getting wiped out. Gul'dan getting caught by the Q from the gunner of the Protector, taking a lot of damage. They're falling back just fine. Going to stay safe behind that gate. But the gate towers are going to go down. The Protector about to go down too. Not going to get a keep this time. Going ahead and getting that advantage in the bot lane instead of going for the keep at the top lane.
Yeah, Arrogant Nephalem doing a great job. I mean, they are in the lead as far as talent tier and levels, so they can kind of be a little bit of bullies, and they are. They do, you know, what's better than getting the well for the next objective? Getting the well, the front wall, and the fort for the next objective. Like, that is...
What's better than getting the well for the next objective is what Migs has said in chat. Healer driving a mech is the most anime moment in HOTS that you can get. That's...
I'm tired of healing all you fools. Now I'm gonna cause death and destruction.
Fly, you fools.
I still wonder how 2 people fit in that mech. Like, that's some cramped space for sure. I'm sure there's parts touching that you don't want to inside that mech, but I digress. Camp's gonna get picked up here. Arrogant Nephalem.
By comparison, it kind of makes sense. I can help you out with that later on. I can send you some references.
Yeah, if you could send me some diagrams and some readouts of how that works. I have a feeling that one of them is upside down. But
and the other one is backwards, right?
Can't prove it, can't prove it.
And we see Wipeout looking for an opportunity to engage, but nothing that he really feels too comfortable with. Just going to go ahead and run against that conveyor belt, giving his Judgment Charger a little bit of extra exercise on the treadmill, then just run it right back.
Speaking of treadmills, yes, this point C is going to be bottom on the deathly treadmills. My goodness.
That is Treadmill City.
Whichever dev came up with this idea was like, you think HOTS is dead? Let me let me show you how to really kill it.
That dev is the one that gets thrown out the window in that meme.
Absolutely, absolutely. But at the same time, it is different. It is exciting, but it can be frustrating. So we'll see. Maybe Soak Every Lane can pull some magic down there.
It really just kind of effectively shrinks the combat area.
3 turrets.
Kind of a Thunderdome of sorts.
3 turrets being held by Arrogant Nephalem. We do have the Merc Queen on Sylvanas, but if you don't have any turrets, it's hard to get any value out of that talent. Here comes the engage. A big fear. Down comes Phoenix. Wipeout taking a lot of damage. Out comes Skeletal Mages. My goodness.
Earthquake. But again, Earthquake comes out and 3-4 of them die. Sylvanas trying to get away. There goes the Haunting Wave. Able to get a little separation. Zul trying to catch her. Not going to be enough speed on those skinny little Necromancer legs.
Those little chicken legs. Quad kill going into Arrogant Nephalem. Well played.
They say a Necromancer is a healer that was late.
There you go. Well, you know what they say, if you're late, then maybe you should get a test. Well, we'll leave that at that. And here we go, we're pushing down in the bottom lane. Arrogant Nephalem looking to get this keep, and they should be able to take this no problem. I expect them to probably retreat and take the objective and maybe push with that. No reason to risk an all-out core call now. Maybe picking up this fortification camp along the way. More goodies.
Yes, lots of items for Arrogant Nephalem. Soak Every Lane is down three levels, including the Storm talent tier. They are all back up now, with their ults on cooldown. However, how do they come back right now?
I think you gotta. Oh my goodness, I don't know. Maybe you
Other
can
than
bait
picking Miss
out.
Joanna before the rest of the team gets there.
Maybe you can bait out some of the heroics here from Arrogant Nephalem and re-engage with yours. I don't know, but it's gonna be tough. Zul's coming down. It's gonna be a 5v5.
I think they missed their opportunity to engage, but they did push off of the point. They might get a catch. Segatai trying not to get caught like he did in the first game. Picks off the Gul'dan. Gul'dan, I don't see him escaping here. There's the Root, the Condemn. The Phoenix comes out. Gul'dan goes down. Earthquake. And Joanna gets killed as well, but so do Thrall and Uther, Sylvanas. This Stroke's about to fall as well. I think that's gonna seal it for Arrogant Nephalem. They just need to get this monster kill. They'll probably get the protector and take it in with how long the timers are. Never mind, make a prediction and you are a fool or something wise to say about that.
Arrogant Nephalem wasting no time after getting that team wipe. They are rushing core, and they still have a good 15 seconds before anybody comes up from Soak Every Lane. And they are melting this core, Taco.
They are because Kel'Thas uses fire, and fire's hot, so it's hot enough to cause the steel of this protector core to start melting. You even see the core burning right there, right before it explodes, and I think that can be attributed to living bombs from the Kel'Thas.
It looks like fire can melt steel beams. GG's. Arrogant Nephalem getting the 2-0.
Yeah, congratulations to them on the sweep, a really big sweep. They only had one death that game too, and it was Segatai on the Joanna. A really big change from that first game where Joanna getting picked a few times alone really swayed into a big team fight for SEL. Now granted, Arrogant Nephalem did still win that game, but they played a lot more cautiously and a lot more calculated, it appears, and it worked out for them.
The yikes in chat from Mongoose. I'm sure it's something that I said. Absolutely.
The test. I bet that was the test.
Well, the test is the test. We did have 44k hero damage from Trabe on KT. Yeah, you can get away from the flames, but not when Sega comes in and stuns you all together. That is rough. 35k healing coming out from Stukov. Nice heals there.
And also don't forget that nano boost on the Kel'Thas. That's just fire everywhere. That's like being at Burning Man. I don't think that's how Burning Man works. I've never been. I'm gonna stop there.
Straight fire indeed. Well played. Game 1 a little bit closer than game 2. Actually a lot closer. Game 1 I could see that going either way. We will not be going to a game 3 as Soak Every Lane will drop these maps and they will go to 2-2. Arrogant Nephalem will go to 6-1. So watch out for this power team. They got something to prove, and they're coming in hot. Coming in hot.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was just saying, really great match from them. Fantastic to see them play it really well. As a viewer, I would love to see a closer game 2 and see a game 3 out of it as well. But really good execution from Arrogant Nephalem.
Absolutely. Let's see if we can get a interview from somebody from the Nephalem crew. I'm not sure if we're gonna get Trabe, or maybe we'll get someone else. Let's see what they want here. And we'll relay that to their team. Let's go ahead and jump into back into the NGS server. Let's just hop into lobby 2.
Regular lobby 2.
Regular lobby 2. Let's just hop in there.
Sweet.
I'll lose you for a second.
Oh, I was lost but have been found.
Found you, but now I gotta replace your video with the chickens. One day we'll figure this out.
Chickens.
Not the chickens, no!
Well, I mean, who doesn't want a chicken taco, though?
I love all tacos, yourself included. But if I'm going to pick a meat to go in a taco, I would say chicken is probably towards the bottom. Like, I would definitely go for, like, some pork, carnitas, maybe some steak, maybe some shrimp, maybe some fish. I just like, I would prefer those in a taco, but not that chicken tacos are bad.
What if it was just big chonker chicken?
A mega honker chonker chicken.
Mega honker chonk. That's what I meant. Mega honker.
Absolutely.
I'm
Oh,
just gonna say,
we have Trave. I'm gonna cut you off. We
Yeah.
have Trave joining us. Congratulations, sir. Well played.
Thank you. Yeah, and I would go with the pork carnitas.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See
I'm
that?
just in the right here.
I need a real poll talking about what's your favorite meat filling for a taco, but
I think taco meat wins. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean ground beef still better than chicken. I'm just saying.
For the
Anyways,
got taco right in the name.
congratulations
Trey,
to
congratulations. What a
Thank you. Yes.
sweep. Sorry, Weedus. Go ahead.
Captain and Mage Extraordinaire of the evening. How are you guys feeling after that victory, that 2-0?
Feeling good. This is Soak Every Lane is a team we've played against a couple times. They've kind of beaten us into the ground in prior seasons. So this is a match that we've sort of had circled on the calendar ever since the schedule came out. Went ahead and scheduled it early. Wanted to get it over with. Lucky that we were out there and able to get the result that we did.
Yeah, and quite a battle fought in game number 1 for Infernal Shrines. How are you guys feeling during that match?
We were feeling pretty good for the most part. A draft got a little screwy in certain places. They stole a couple of our picks, so we sort of had to improvise a little bit. We were feeling pretty good until that late game team fight around maybe level 16, 17 over a shrine, where it felt like we weren't quite together. We weren't really in the right position, and gave them an opportunity to claw back in and jump us on XP. And it was frustrating to say the least. But we just knew it. We've been doing well up to that point. If we could sort of put it behind us and try to stay focused, and still early game, no keeps down. You just gotta stay in it mentally, really.
Yeah, very good patience. As far as the draft goes, as far as stealing picks, was that the Malthiel and the Rainer? Is that what you were referring to, or something else? You don't have to answer.
Well, it was that early. Not necessarily like, oh, we got to have these, but we sort of go in not with a set 5 in mind, but with like, oh, we sort of know what our preferred general picks are. We do have a sort of plan in mind. And so when they take some of those off the board early, it limits our options some. And then when we say, okay, we like this draft pretty good. Just slam a Varian for the 5th pick and we're in business. And then they pick a Varian in their 5th pick. You sort of have 30 seconds of panic where everyone just clicks around and yells random heroes until someone locks something. You just do your best with what you got.
Sounds like a bad night on Stormlink.
It felt very similar to that, actually. I was wondering if I had gotten in the wrong queue by accident.
It sounds like it worked out pretty well. Taco, do you got some questions about game 1 or in general?
Well, in general, before we move on to game 2, since you already mentioned it, you talked about you had this match with SEL. It's like circled on the calendar. Y'all ready for it? This is a big match for you guys. Is there anybody else in your division that you're looking forward to, concerned about playing against, that you're like specifically prepping for? Without saying how, I don't want you to give away your strategy, but I'm interested in how you see yourselves in the division and who you're looking at.
Div B is a little funky this season just because there's a lot of teams that are either totally new or are sort of familiar players in new arrangements. And so just because we've been together as a team 6 seasons now. And so we feel pretty confident whenever we go up against someone that it hasn't had as much of a chance to gel as a team. Even if, we're about equal skill-wise, we found that experience playing together really helps us pull ahead and stay tough mentally in some situations. So I would say the ones that scare us the most are the ones that we have played against and had close games with before. I know Roll1 Esports and Spooky Ghosts are the 2 that come to mind. I hope I'm not forgetting anyone else. I don't have the league pulled up at the moment. But those are the 2 that we've played multiple times. We know most of those players. And, they're going to come in familiar with what we like to do and probably ready to counter it. So we're going to have to stay... We'll have to come up with some interesting strats. Come up with some tricks to throw at.
Definitely don't give away what you're thinking about doing or your strategy. It's just, I think it's interesting to kind of see a self-assessment from a team about them and their division. So I like to find out.
It's a little weird because we were in Div C last season. We had moved up to Div B for seasons 6 and 7, I think, and hadn't really done super great, and so went back down to Div C. But this season, we're just feeling really good. I feel pretty confident that we can. Everyone's goal is, of course, to go be the grand finals champion. I'm not gonna make any promises, but I feel like that's in the cards 3 games in. That's something that it's on the table. We're gonna do our best to get there. There's some tough matches. There's a lot of the season left to go, but we're feeling good about how it's been so far, certainly.
All right, squad goals.
Yeah, Arrogant Nephalem won Division C last season. If you win Division B this season, will you keep hopping divisions and taking them all down one at a time?
I think it's the only option that we'll have. It's sort of a, I don't know, some kind of Highlander battle tournament sort of situation.
Thunderdome.
There can only be
Next
one
season.
team, and it's Arrogant Nephalem. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
well, I was very interested. I was like, all right, they won Div C, played hard, played really well. They're going back into B. We'll see how that works out. And so far, very strong showing. And I also noticed that optimism of your performance so far in B. And we're looking forward to seeing where the rest of the season goes.
A lot of the credit for that goes out to Kime and Segatai, who have just been really, really putting in hours in the off season. They've just been playing this game constantly, expanding the hero pools, just grinding that Storm League all day, which I can't possibly imagine doing because I tilt playing it 2 games in every time. But their play has just improved so much. It's been
Killing it
really,
in
really
chat,
smart.
saying we take Div B, we get jerseys for the love of God. So
Hell yeah.
Your squad goals have squad goals.
These jerseys so bad. I don't.
We'll get them made.
Is
We'll get them made for sure, and I want one as well. Cora says,
Yeah, we'll send it out.
Cora in chat says, Trape gives an impression of sports coach during an interview. Gives a good impression. Mega Muffin says, Trape is the best interviewee in NGS, in all of NGS. So a lot of people appreciate your interviews, and I do as well.
Was there anything from Game 2 that you wanted to talk about specifically? They kind of rolled it, which makes it harder to ask, but
I have one question about Game 2, and that is, are you guys going to be known as the Santa Claus team because you have all the toys for all the boys and girls? I think at one point I saw 3 turrets floating around, a support beacon. My goodness, you guys really like the toys on that map, and it played that well. I thought it was just funny.
It's just kind of the name of the game on Volskaya, especially when they have a really scary team like that, where they've got the Stukov and the tank Uther and all that burst damage. It's like, I don't want to fight them unless it is absolutely necessary. So if there's a camp up, I'm going to the camp. They can have
us and our army.
Yeah, we'll just see them, and we want to make sure we're prepared when the big fights happen.
Very good. Well, we're not going to keep you too much longer. Did you have any serious questions, Taco? I have some silly ones.
Yeah, I had one other thing that I do want to ask real quick about this, and it's something that I've been liking to ask early on. So if you've seen any of my casts, you know what it is already. But coming out of a sweep, it's really hard to look at the things that you didn't do quite as well as a team. But looking at just these 2 games, what is it that you guys need to work on going into the rest of the season? What did y'all execute poorly, in your opinion, despite the sweep?
Drafting, as always, could use a little more work, a little bit more pre-planning going in there. I feel like we often get really sort of, or at least I do. The rest of my team probably hates me because of how often I do it, but I just get panicky and get way up in my own head about, oh, the other team likes these 2 heroes and they'll try to steal ours, and if we steal theirs, then we can do XYZ. And like, they were yelling at me in chat because I overruled them on a ban in the first game, which luckily worked out okay. But like, I could afford to be a little calmer there, and we could afford to have a little more pre-planning going in. And even though it went well in these games, I feel like sort of our general overlapping and team fight, shot calling and target calling isn't necessarily where it needs to be. It worked out well this time because we're all sort of big AoE stuff for most of the games. And so it's just sort of, we saw a group of them, everyone kind of fire in that direction, it works out. But we've been burned in the past sometimes where when the fights are a little more scattered, we haven't done the best job of consolidating in on one target.
Okay, and kind of part 2 of that is, what did you think you guys executed the best? What strength really showed through?
I think we've just got a bunch of really strong individual players on this team. Like I mentioned before with Keyman and Segatai, but the Kilden and No Pointer impressed me every single game. Everyone on this team except me really has ridiculous hero pools. They can just jump on something they haven't played in 3 weeks, and be totally in business. They're out there on. It was, I think, last game. The Kilden was on Deathwing, and is out there doing way better than I can ever do on Deathwing. and is not super high level on the hero, and was like asking for talent picks mid game and asking what we normally do. Like, I put in some time on this dude. I thought I was decent at him, and he was just crushing me, just like casually with this hero she's level 6 on. And so just having a bunch of really strong players that you can't really ban out, and then we've got pretty cool heads most of the time in the fights, and we have pretty solid macro play. We're just not a team with many weaknesses, I don't think. And so as long as we go out there and don't make too many mistakes, it's a tough for most teams to play into us.
Awesome. Well, me being now a week and a half into NGS, I'm really excited to see a veteran group of guys like you guys doing well, and seeing y'all grow, even though y'all been here for a while. Seeing that growth is really good. So I look forward to seeing y'all through the rest of the season.
Absolutely. All right, time for some really super serious questions. Trabe, how many 5-year-olds can you take in a fist fight?
Okay, so this actually requires some... like, these 5-year-olds are coming at me, right?
Oh yeah, they're there to fight. They are there to fight.
God.
This is a life and death situation. No, it's a fist fight. So just the fist that he has to register with the state as lethal weapons. How
Only
many?
his fist?
I don't think it's going to be a big number, because I'm not going to take it seriously right at the start. I'm going to be like, oh, they're 5. And then they're going to get a couple cheap shots in on me.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I'm like sort of getting in gear, it's probably already over. I can take 1. I feel like I can take 2. I don't want to... 3 is such a small number. I want to think surely I can beat 3 5-year-olds.
Can we get to 5 5-year-olds?
I genuinely don't think I've got a chance. If they're coordinated, if they're doing that Assassin's Creed thing where they're like all hanging out in a circle and they come at me one at a time, I've got 5. But if they're just there and jumping on me and going, 5 is going to be... I am a scrawny man. I do not have...
I'm gonna bend the rules in your favor for a second.
Okay.
If you could choose somebody else's fists, whose and then how many 5-year-olds?
I want... You know those big, like, green Incredible Hulk fist toys that make the little sound effects when you mash them together?
Yeah.
I want that, but they're like actually his fist. They've got grafted onto my body somehow. And preferably, they sort of like inject me with Hulk rage and fighting strength and know-how, because then I'm in business. If they can sort of if they can override my mental blocks, these 5-year-olds are done.
I'm dying.
I've spent some time on this. I've put some thought into it before. It's good to know your limits and be prepared for any situation.
Kime in chat says this sounds like Trabe drafting.
No, this is exactly what it's like. This is the same level of energy you're getting now is me frantically clicking through heroes.
Quick, let me Google how hard do 5-year-olds hit?
Oh my goodness.
It's pretty hard, I bet, and we can just leave it at that. It's
All right.
probably pretty hard.
All right, one more quick question. I appreciate you answering that one. Actually, no, we're gonna leave it at that. That one's way better.
Okay, wonderful.
That one's way better than the next question, so we will leave it at that. Thank you so much for your time. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any shout-outs before we let you go?
Shout outs to Soak Every Lane, because I guarantee you we're going to be playing these folks again, either in the playoffs or next season or in a scrim or something. And now we done pissed them off, and I'm not looking forward to it, because it's going to get bad. I can already tell they're scary, and I bet they're even scarier when they're mad. Yeah, just shout outs to everyone in Div B. It's good to be back. We're excited for the season. And yeah, hopefully it'll be pretty good.
Most excellent. Well, congratulations once again. Thanks for putting on an amazing show, and wish you good luck in the future.
Oh
For
my
casting.
goodness.
See you guys around.
Oh, absolutely. All right, Taco, calling you back. That's the phone that doesn't exist.
Oh, look, my camera turned on, and then Migs, Trabe spent most of his training for the interview, or spent more of his training for the interview than the question, or the game. Words are hard still. I'm more time prepping for the interview than prepping for the game is the sentiment.
I appreciate the thought going into that silly question. I find it entertaining.
That was amazing. My face hurts.
I think, yeah, that was very funny. I think that's going to do it for us. Taco, thank you so much for co-casting.
Thanks for having me, man. I've been looking forward to co-casting with you for the week and a half that I've known you. So
yeah, it's been a journey, and you're doing great, and we appreciate you and everybody else's enthusiasm about casting Nexus Gaming Series matches for season 9. Here is a review link if you feel like reviewing my casting. You can tell me things I need to do better, or things that you liked, or you can just send me dad jokes or puns. I like those too. There is the review link if you feel like you would like to do that. Taco can be found on Twitch, twitch.tv/eltaquito. Oh no, did I spell it? No, that's right. Is it right? ELTAQITO.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, excellent.
Spanish for the taquito.
That's right. Let's see. So twitch.tv/eltaquito. Go send this man a follow so you can catch all of his casting. Wonderful stuff there. He's been putting in a lot of time and effort, and we appreciate that, and we appreciate you. So thank you very much.
And now we're past all the hiccups, I hope. Holy crap.
Well, it just takes time, and technical issues will always be there, and you just got to do the best you can, and you work through them, and you move on.
I know
and
who I'm banning next draft phase.
Weenus.
No,
Always ban
my
Weenus.
dog.
Mm,
Oh,
mhm.
hang on. Hang on, but before we lose you, let me give you this right here.
Oh, look at that pupper. That pupper is like, I did all the things. Very good. Thanks. Oh my goodness. Oh, I completely forgot there was a goat scream redeemed an hour ago.
I never saw it. I'm sorry.
Alto 420. I am so sorry. Here is your goat scream that is delayed. It is the first goat scream of the night. So here it is. Here's the sound. Oh, I gotta make sure. Actually, I'm gonna adjust my camera real quick so it doesn't blur. Am I? Yes, I am. 1 second. We're gonna turn this focus. Why is the autofocus so funky? All right. Well, here we go. Okay.
Because AI is only as good as its operator. And
Here we go. Here's the goat scream. Sorry you had to see that, but thank you so much. Murda, thank you for the 69 bits. I appreciate it. Absolutely, you are welcome for all the love. Thank you everybody for hanging out in chat, being here, getting a lot of jokes in chat. I appreciate it. Thanks everybody. Thanks for the follows. We will see you next time. Thank you, Taco. These were your teams. We will see you next time. Howdy. Bye-bye.